Are you sitting down for this story, folks? Because this is our second story of the day. It's literally one of the wildest things I think I've ever read. When a new Illinois, and hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly, I used to say Illinois law takes effect next year, it will do away with the cash bail system in the state, meaning suspects charged with felonies, including, everybody waiting for this? Second-degree murder, aggravated battery, and arson will be released without bail. That is freaking crazy. It gets worse. It gets worse. The Countersignal reports the Safety, Accountability, Fairness, and Equity Today Act, also called SAFE Act, would end cash bail and includes non-detainable offenses, second-degree murder, aggravated battery, and arson without bail. We're not done yet. As well as drug-induced homicide, kidnapping, burglary, robbery, intimidation, aggravated DUI, aggravated fleeing and eluding, drug offenses, and threatening a public official. This is going on in Illinois, folks. The place where you've had these crime spikes in like places like Chicago, where you can't even protect yourself with a weapon because it's practically a freaking gun-free state. So you're gonna have a bunch of second-degree murders on the streets. People that just beat the crap out of other people with aggravated battery. You got people kidnapping other people, just letting go willy-nilly. Burglary, robbery. What could possibly go wrong with this? This is the craziest thing we've covered on the Bald Brad Show for quite some time. And you got idiots like the first segment we just saw that know a lick of history, can't comprehend basic crap and logic, and they're the ones that think this stuff is great, all because they want fairness and equity today. You break the law, you kill somebody, you kidnap somebody's kid, robbery, you burn a building down, whatever it may be it looks like on here, don't worry about it. No cash bail. You're free to go, bud. Have fun. Go do it again. Make sure you go kill somebody again. That's great. Isn't that just lovely? Who the hell would want to live in Illinois now? When the law takes effect on January 1st, 2023, criminals charged with the crimes mentioned above will be released without bail. Oh, goody. The bail system will be replaced by a system that considers the offense severity, the risk of not appearing in court, and the potential threat to the community if a person is released. When signing the legislation, the governor remarked the measure marks a substantial step towards dismantling the systemic racism that plagues our communities or our state and our nation and brings us closer to true safety, true fairness, and true justice. Is anybody just cussing at the screen right now as I read that? Having a what the F moment? We're going to read this again. You can't make it up. The Democrats, you can't make it up. The progressive left. This comes from the governor, you guys. The governor. Quote, marks a substantial step forward dismantling the systemic racism that plagues our communities. You commit crimes, and because there's a freaking disparity in the crime between white people, black people, Asians, and Hispanics, somehow there's racism in there. So it's plaguing the communities, it's plaguing their state, and they're also saying systemic racism is plaguing the nation. All of this releasing, what was the list? Second-degree murderers, aggravated batterists. You have those that did drug-induced homicides, the kidnapping, the burglary, the robbery, the freaking DUIs, eluding the drug offenses, hurting public officials. No. Having those people on the street, quote, is going to bring us closer to true safety, true fairness, and true justice. Wow. And Democrats believe all of it, you guys. I'm sorry. This is where I'm going to call the Democrats out big time. You're idiots if you believe this. You are actually dumb. If you think that is true and you're buying into that crap, I'm calling you an idiot if you believe that. Any new or old viewer of the Bald Brad Show knows I don't throw the word stupid or idiot around too much. When I do, I mean it 100%. If you think this is a good idea, you're an idiot. Supporters of the measure say it's a step in making the justice system equal and fair, especially to minority communities. when you buy into the big lie that America's racist, systemically racist, this is how far people will go. They're calling it the purge. All over like TikTok, social media. If you ever seen the movie The Purge, it's basically where you get a night free to do whatever the hell you want. No jail time. You can murder people. You can break as many laws as you want. You don't go to jail. So they get 24 hours to do whatever they want. So they've had a ton of movies called The Purge, and there's a bunch after. So that's what they're calling Illinois now once this institutes January 1st. House Chair of Illinois' legislature, Black Caucus, told Capitol News that the SAFE Act was the first stab, no pun intended, at addressing public safety issues and police distrust in minority communities. If you want to help minority communities, you need more policing. All the way from down the insurance for the businesses, to the liability, to the risk those businesses have when it's not policed. You want more police, not less. The 800-page law also addresses detainee rights, police certification standards, use of force, and body cameras. But it's the ending of the cash bail system that's getting the most attention. Yeah, I would say so. You're putting these people out on the street. Supporters of the law say the cash bail system is not fair for poor defendants. You should have thought about that before you decided to kidnap somebody, idiot. Or maybe before you started getting involved in second-degree murder. Or, I don't know, maybe you should have burned a building down. Or maybe you had a DUI. Or whatever the litany of things were in that 12 non-cash bail thing you want to do. How about you thought about that before you realized I don't have money to get out of jail? You know, regardless of the fact that it's going to stay on your record, regardless of the fact you hurt somebody, regardless of the fact you maybe did something you shouldn't have done. I mean, that's the obvious. But, you know, we should all have to worry about this now if you live in Illinois. But a rising a chorus of law enforcement officials and prosecutors across the Prairie State are sounding the alarm. Yeah, get out, folks. Get out while you can. Holy crap. If you're a cop, you got to retire, man. Go to another state. Sweet baby Jesus. Will County State Attorney James Glaslow said in a YouTube video, it will be the end of days. Once the law kicks in, he says, the hands of police, prosecutors, and judges will be tied. My ass would be out of that state so fast. If this ever happened in California, there would be a high possibility, like very high possibility, I'd be out of that state within a few months. That's crazy. Especially if you have kids. No way in hell would I let my kid live there. I wouldn't even be a teacher in Illinois. Can you imagine if they get away with this, how they could treat teachers? I mean, it's literally in there, right? Drug offenses and threatening a public official. Amazing. Just amazing. So that's what's going on in Illinois, folks. That's going to happen January 1st, 2023. And you know what? Nothing bad's going to come of this. Of course not, because Democrats made it. And the government's just great at their job and doing everything. Unbelievable, folks. Just... oh, God. I just want to throw one more thing out here. So the 3 Brown County officials noted the new law is full contradictions, ambiguous, and is very poorly drafted. I mean, it's drafted by Democrats. Of course, it's poorly drafted. Lawyers across the state are all scratching their heads wondering how the new system is going to work and keep people safe. Quote, additionally, beginning the 1st of January, 2023, so in a few months, judges will no longer be allowed to consider the person's threat to the community. Serial domestic abusers, sex offenders, and residential burglars will be set free without judges being allowed to consider public safety generally, unless the prosecution can prove by clear and convincing evidence that the accusers and those being accused poses a real and present threat. This is so crazy. Like I said, this is the craziest thing we have maybe even done on the Bald Brad Show, that this is happening. And Democrats are for it, you guys. They're so for it. They're so for it. It's crazy. It's unbelievable how for it they are. So get the hell out of Dodge, out of Illinois, folks, for the love of baby Jesus. I hope you enjoyed that clip from the Bald Brad Show. If you did, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on all our future content.